Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah al-aliyyil azim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Assalamu ala al-Husayn wa ala Ali ibn al-Husayn wa ala awlad al-Husayn wa ala ashab al-Husayn wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am very thankful to all of you for your contribution and for your presence and for holding this beautiful majlis for Abu Abdullah alayhi salam. I would like to just share one story with you. But before I share my story, I have one question. Is everyone listening? Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
okay. I ask a question, and without saying anything, if you know the answer, just put in the chat, and then we will see who gives the right answer. If you don't know, there is no problem. If you know, it's very good. Do you know what was the very first word that Imam Husayn said? As a child, the very first word that he said. Without looking at what others have put, you can also put your idea. And maybe what they said is not correct, so you put whatever you think or you have heard. It is something about salat. Do you know how we start salat? What should we say at the first beginning of salat?
Lots of answers are coming through on the chat, Sheikhna.
Very good, very good.
Such as MashaAllah, Allah, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, Muhammad, La ilaha illallah, I want to go to Kufa, Allahu Akbar, Takbiratul Ihram, lots of Allahu Akbar.
Very good. So the answer can be understood from this hadith that I'm mentioning, inshallah. So this is a beautiful story. And according to our hadith, when Imam Husayn alayhi salam was a child, he started speaking very late. And some people even were worried that he may never speak. You know, some children speak very early, some people, later, but Imam Husayn was more than, other children late in starting to speak. One day, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam took him with himself to masjid. And the hadith says that actually Rasulullah carried him on his shoulder, on his atiq. And then when Rasulullah wanted to lead the salat, he put Imam Husayn on his right side. And Imam Husayn, although he's not still able to speak, but he wanted to say salat with Rasulullah. he loved Rasulullah, he loved Salat, he loved Salatul Jama'ah. So what happened was Rasulullah said, Allahu Akbar. Takbiratul Ihram is the first part of Salat, which is wajib. And we cannot start Salat without saying Allahu Akbar. What does Allahu Akbar mean? It means
Allah is great.
Allah is greater than anything that we can say, any description. So Rasulullah said Allahu Akbar, and Imam Husayn also said it, but not completely, or not, as he wanted. And Rasulullah repeated. And again, Imam Husayn said, but not again perfectly. And Rasulullah said Allahu Akbar 7 times. And then at that 7th time, Imam Husayn alayhi salam said it perfectly. And this remained in the memory of the people of Medina, that Imam Husayn alayhi salam, behind the Prophet, said Takbiratul Ihram, and Rasulullah repeated 7 times, and Husayn alayhi salam repeated after him till it became perfect. It became a sunnah that it is mustahab that when you want to start salat, you say 7 times. Once is wajib, 6 times mustahab. Of course, there are other also reasons about why it is 7, but one part of the story is this. The hadith is this. There are 2 hadiths. One is Imam Baqir alayhi salam says, Kharaja Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam ila salat وقد كان الحسين بن علي عليه السلام أبطأ عن الكلام. Imam Baqir alayhi salam says that Rasulullah went towards Salat, and this was when Imam Husayn had delayed speaking. حتى تخوفوا ألا يتكلم وأن يكون به خرس, to the extent that some people were worried that he may never speak. فخرج به رسول الله حامله على عاتقه وصف الناس خلفه. Rasulullah carried Imam Husayn on his shoulder, went to masjid, and people were staying in rows behind Rasulullah for salat. فأقامه رسول الله على يمينه. So Rasulullah put Imam Husayn on his right side. فافتتح رسول الله الصلاة. Rasulullah started salat. فكبر الحسين حتى كبر رسول الله 7 تكبيرات وكبر الحسين. So every time Imam Husayn was saying takbir, and this continued 7 times, فجرت السنة بذلك, and this became sunnah. In another hadith, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says that it's something similar, but a little variation, that إن رسول الله كان في الصلاة إلى جانبه الحسين بن علي فكبر رسول الله فلم يحر الحسين التكبير. Rasulullah said takbir, but Imam Husayn lam yuhir, means he didn't manage to say it well. فلم يزال رسول الله يكبر ويعالج الحسين. Imam Husayn didn't say, okay, I don't say takbir. No, he kept saying, and this is a good lesson for us. When we are not able to do something well, we need to repeat, we need to continue, don't feel shy till we can master it. So Imam Husayn as a child kept trying. حتى أكمل 7 تكبيرات فأحار الحسين. Then Imam Husayn managed to say it well في السابعة. So this beautiful story has many points, one aspect of it is the close relation between Imam Husayn and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How much Rasulullah loved children, and even he was carrying his grandchild with him on his shoulder, taking him to Salat. Although people were there watching, but Rasulullah didn't, feel anything, wrong, to show this much love and respect. And then repeating Takbiratul Ihram so that this child can say it well. And also shows that how Imam Husayn alayhi salam from very young age was committed to Salat, and even if he was not able to say Salat, he was trying to attend Salat. And also the fact that he didn't feel shy to say Takbir and repeat it till it becomes well. And also this shows that the very first word that Imam Husayn alayhi salam said was Allahu Akbar. And I think this is not only the very first word that he said, this is also a summary of his life. All his life is a manifestation that Allah is greater than any description, than anything. And his last words are remembrance of Allah, dhikr of Allah, sabran ala bala'ik, ridan biqada'ik, and things like that. May Allah, inshallah, bless all of you with love for Imam Husayn and with being, inshallah, true followers of Imam Husayn alayhi salam and all Ahlul Bayt, and inshallah good helpers of son of Imam Husayn, the grandson of Imam Husayn, Imam Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. Thank you again for all your contributions and for all who organized and for the parents who helped you. May Allah, inshallah, keep you always healthy and safe and protected, inshallah. Thank you very much for listening. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.